Okaeri nasai minasan. Today we are gonna talk about Kamen Rider Gotchard. I am really excited after I actually saw the first official poster of Kamen Rider Gotchard. Part of the reason is because of how enjoyable it just looked, very freeing. Like based on when I actually look at this poster released by Toei, it actually tells me that Kamen Rider Gotchard is gonna be a really fun and entertaining series that is gonna come out. Okay, I mean, like, just look at the pose, look at how the rider actually do kind of like a pose like this, something like that. It is kind of like telling us that the main character is gonna be someone that is really fun to actually follow throughout the story. We might actually get to see him becoming the gag main character. I really hope that he is not gonna be too much of a meme itself, because when there's too much meme, they're gonna take away from the seriousness of the story itself. So maybe just make him into a character that is more clumsy, but at the same time good at what he's actually doing as his career, something like that. Okay, so that is something that I really want to see happening. And I'm not so sure about the driver itself, because the driver seems kind of like a standardized driver, kind of like what the driver from Kamen Rider Exit, Kamen Rider Gaim, and also Kamen Rider Giz itself. Okay, like all of them, most of them use the similar driver, and it is very unlike different rider series from the past, where different rider kind of like use a different variation of the belt itself. But this one, they use all the similar driver, just that maybe the thing that they're actually selling, the power-up power, is actually the card itself, and that is quite obvious. But let us focus on something that I really want to talk about, and that is the bike. Okay, so we can see in the photo itself, the bike is mostly in golden color. So I would say the final color for Kamen Rider Gotchard would actually be golden color, kind of like Hyper Muteki, something like that. But I am really excited because the best form for Kamen Rider Gotchard is a steampunk grasshopper rider. So if they're based on the Reiwa generation series so far, the final form of the rider is gonna be kind of like slightly linked to the best form of the rider itself. So if we get kind of like a steampunk rider as Kamen Rider Gotchard best form, we might actually get to see a more exploded version. I'm not so sure what is the proper word here, but I'm just gonna call it exploded version of the steam hopper form for Kamen Rider Gotchard itself, because that is what I'm imagining. Kind of like this is steampunk, but it can go even more steampunk. Okay, like give me more steampunk than what we saw here. That is gonna be really amazing. Now that we actually take a look at the suit of Kamen Rider Gotchard once again, I am loving it. I love the helmet. I think the best part of the suit overall has to be the helmet. The helmet looks so good. I am loving the helmet, man. Like if they actually kind of like sell a version of the helmet, like even without the visor and all those stuff, that is gonna be so cool. Okay, but with that being said, we want to look at the plot, okay, because the plot is also really interesting. We can actually kind of like get a lot of things from the plot itself. So this is what we got from the kind of like a fan website of Kamen Rider series. It is, let me just read. Alchemy is a pseudo-science that attempts to create gold from various different combinations. One combination to do so artificially brings to life a race of creatures, and the story revolves around an era where these experiments were being conducted in secret. In the story, the artificial life form known as the Chemies, made to imitate things that exist in the world, such as grasshopper, were created from the art of the best alchemy technique. Each and every one of them were carefully stored in the right Chemy Cards until they were accidentally released all at once into the wild. So this is kind of like a overall lore to the entire story itself. So you would actually think about it in a more kind of like Kamen Rider Blade system, something like that, because if you really think about it, Kamen Rider Blade, all the monster actually goes into the 52 deck of cards, something like that. So they would have to kind of like capture the monster so that they can eventually use it as their power up or their transformation, something like that. So this alchemy, this Kamen Rider Gotchard system, I would say is kind of similar to Kamen Rider Blade system, where they need to actually capture the monster back into the card itself. So that is something really, really amazing. There is no mentioning of how the Gotchard driver actually kind of like function, because the Gotchard driver needs to, I would say, they need to achieve kind of like a 10 number to achieve kind of like a best match systems like Kamen Rider build. But so far we don't have any information regarding that. So let me move on with the plot, with the story synopsis that we got. Okay, the next thing is our main protagonist Houtarou Ichinose is entrusted with the Gotchard driver and the mission to recollect the Chemies that have been released into the world. Some are well suited for human companionship, and if resonated with a good heart, Houtarou can fuse with them and transform into Kamen Rider Gotchard. What? Okay, so this is really, really interesting. So Chemies might not actually be the final villain of the show itself, because you see, let me continue reading first, because following that it says, however, those that are influenced by human malice, malice, M-A-L-I-C-E, how to pronounce that, let me know in the comment section below. There is a danger of them birthing monster known as the Malgum. That is interesting. This is a story that explores the nature of good and evil, which are two sides of the same coin. Will Gotchard be able to collect them all, or will he let his carelessness mark the destruction of the world? This is really, really interesting, because they are basically kind of like telling us this Chemies is neither good nor bad. Both, like the Chemies itself is just a kind of like technology. When you created a gun, no one is gonna say that the gun is made for destruction. Maybe it's made for killing. Okay, like, maybe gun is not the best scenario here. Let me change. Kitchen knife. Okay, kitchen knife, when we first invented kitchen knife, it is for the purpose of cutting vegetable, cutting meat, for cooking and all those stuff. But at the same page, the cooking knife also possess the ability, when it is used by a bad human, to kill someone. So what I'm trying to say here, the Chemies itself is not the antagonist of the series itself, but the antagonist of the series eventually, at the end of the day, is still gonna be the evil heart of the human itself. So this is really, really interesting, because I don't think that we actually got quite a lot of story in Kamen Rider where the power that they use itself is actually kind of like a neutral force, and the rest, like the good and the bad, actually came from the human itself. You would actually argue that maybe Kamen Rider Den-O is something like that, because no, Imagine have their own wheels also, they can do good or bad. But let me know. I can't really think of any right now at the moment, but let me know in the comment section below, is there any monster in any Kamen Rider series so far that actually got introduced? They are not actually like naturally evil, like they are not like just they have evil motive, evil intention, something like that. They might be destructive to human when they are being left alone, when they do not know how to react to other human beings, something like that. But is there any monster out there in the Kamen Rider series so far that actually show us that they are just a neutral force and the ultimate evil is actually the human that is manipulating them itself? I think this is a really interesting way of writing a story. Not sure how like they are gonna properly introduce us to the war itself. Is there gonna be organization involved, kind of like how like in Kamen Rider Revised there is like the Phoenix group, where there's a group of people officially trained to like capture the Chemies, something like that. Maybe not, we are not sure. But I really love how the synopsis actually ended with, will he let his carelessness mark the destruction of the world? This is actually telling us that this guy might actually be the reason why the Chemies got released in the first place, and right now he is kind of like fixing his own mistakes, something like that. So this rider is gonna be someone that is like really fun, really like clumsy. He might not be all that serious all the time, but that is what makes him interesting. Okay, so I am not sure whether or not they already announced the cast for the main rider of Kamen Rider Gotchard already or not, but when they actually announced the cast on, I think if not mistaken, it's on 6th of August, it is gonna be really fun when that actually happen. Okay, this means I think Kamen Rider Geats is gonna end around episode 48 or maybe 49. Okay, so I'm really excited for that, and I'm also excited for Gotchard. So that is all from me. Hope you enjoy. Goodbye and sayonara. Bye.